Welcome guys, Frank is back. Today not with the Vic or another car, it's a motorcycle video today. And every time when I with my motorcycle on a road trip, I send you a little update with a nice overview in the back or scenic view or so on. Yeah, today normally I would send you a video or some information from Florida or Louisiana or Texas or so on, because normally I would be right now in the south of the USA, going down to the Panamericana, but also like the summer trip where I wanted to cross the USA from Seattle to the east of the USA is cancelled. The summer trip has cancelled. The fall trip is cancelled, yeah, due to the COVID crisis. And so I decided to go with my motorcycle here to the East Sea in Germany. It's in Laboe, L-A-B-O-E, in the northeast of Hamburg, 100 kilometers. And I will show you something in the back. But before, I will tell you some things about my Honda in the background. So here you can see my Honda CRF 1000 Africa Twin with a DCT, the dual clutch transmission. And some words to the motorcycle. It's running perfect. It was a very good, or I can say the best decision not to buy the normal transmission version, instead to buy the DCT version. It runs smooth. The dual clutch version is working very well and I like it, yeah. So it was a reason to buy something new after 30 years of motorcycling, and then I found the DCT version. And guys, as a hint from Frank, if you got the possibility to drive a Honda with a DCT transmission, drive it, you will love it. So yeah, I've got some panniers here at the bike, my 25 years old self-made panniers here with some closes in. As I mentioned in the intro, I decided for a few days, for 2 or 3 days, to the German coast as a spare trip. Yeah, it's a little spare trip for the big trips which are cancelled. I wear my rain clothes today. It's end of October. We've got 12, 13, 14 degrees or Celsius. It's a little bit rainy today, but it will be okay. Yeah, and yeah, that's the last motorcycle tour for this year for me. I think I will drive from my home here to the coast, 200 miles, 300 kilometers and back. Yeah, and now let's go to the back. I will tell you something to the submarine in the back. It's a World War II submarine. It's the class 7C. It's one of the most used submarines from the German Navy in World War II. It's U-995 and it's a real World War submarine. This one is from 1933 and it's survived the war, and they put it here as a technical monument, yeah, to think about all the peoples who served in World War II. And you can go into the submarine there. There put some doors in the front and the back. I think it's only for visitors. These doors were not in the original about there. What I can say also in addition, there's an additional monument in the back. You can see here maybe the tower. It's a monument for all the people which are lost their lives at sea worldwide. When they built the monument in the late 1920s, it was also only a monument for the people who lost their life at sea in World War I. Later they decided also to think about there to the people who lost their life in World War I and II. And in the 70s, it was dedicated and to all people, international also, who lost his lives at sea. And it's also some notes about American Navy soldiers there inside. We will go inside there and I will show it to you. It's a nice museum there where you can see something about naval ships and so on. And yeah, but the technical topic in the background here, as I mentioned, U-995, the submarine U-995 from World War II. It's in addition to the monument, to the tower in the back. And yeah, it's very interesting because it's a real submarine from 1943, I think so. So that's all for the moment. I show you then the submarine from inside and also maybe some information from the monument in the back. So let's go inside. So right now I will show you some views here in the U-boat, in the submarine. Right now we've got the back torpedo room here, and the guy from the cashier told me I have to go straight on and I have to wear a mask, so I put it down to show you the submarine a little bit. Let's have a look together how a U-boat, a submarine looks like. So we are in the back torpedo room here, and many pipes and so on. And the technique here, as I mentioned, is from 1933. And the main motors, the main engines here, 2 engines, one on every side. Oh, I imagined when they are running, it has to be so loud here. And there is a sign, 1,400 horsepower each of the engines here. And yeah, they had 113 tons of diesel. And imagine when you are underwater and it's so loud here inside. I served also 30 years ago at a German Navy boat, but it was not a submarine. So let's go further. Oh, what's that? Oh, here are the cooking area. It's a little bit dark. The cooking area and the toilet. I think so. Yeah. And here are the beds from the officers, the low officers. And every time 2 people are sleeping in one bed, when one guy was working and served the other one, or the possibility to sleep. And now I want to go here, through the door in the main room, the main commando room, I think so. Oh, so many pipes and things I don't know. And here they had the possibility to watch how deep they are underwater. It's called Tiefenmesser, depths, I think so. And the UPMs for the engine, the one engine, the other engine, and how far they are stop with the most possibility here to drive fast. Okay, it was a central room here, and they are writing it was like the brain of the room, navigation and so on, navigation systems. And let's go to the next room. Oops. And here, the radio room. The radio room. Okay. There's also a radio tone here right now. And here, the listening room, where they are listened if other ships are maybe at the sea level. Yeah, you can see it. And here, for the visitors, they make a window in the floor. You can see the batteries at the ground. And also a few beds here in the dark right side. And here's another room where the people slept. And I think it's a little bit more comfortable here for the officers. Oh, here, the toilet. I'll show you a room behind. It wasn't a toilet, it was a storage room, I think so. And here is a toilet, and they are writing here, it's the only toilet. And when the boat was underwater, you can use it only if the boat is not deeper than 25 meters. What did they do when they are deeper than 25 meters? I don't know. And this is, it's closed, but here you can see the toilet. And it's a front torpedo room here. It's a huge torpedo. It's, wow, I think it's 6 or 7 meters long. Longer as a Crown Vic, I think so. And yeah, very interesting that it's so long, so huge. And another beds here for guys who are working here. 27 men in the front. And it's also described here that they have spare torpedoes here on the floor, and if they haven't used the torpedoes, it was not so many space here. Everywhere were torpedoes, and I think, yeah, less room for everyone now. So, and here the front torpedo pipes. Yeah, so, and you can see another view here. How long, how less space here it is. So I think I have to put my mask on again, because it's mandatory here to wear a mask. So, and let's go outside. It was very interesting, and yeah, I think the front door wasn't at war times here. It's only for visitors that you can go better through the submarine. And let's have a look to the front of the submarine again. And put my mask down. I'm outside right now, so it's not mandatory anymore to wear a mask. And here you can see how huge this boat is in the background. Yeah. So less place or space for the people which are working in, but outside it seems so huge. So guys, that was U-995, the submarine warboat from 1933. There is Frank's Africa Twin, and again here is the monument in the back where I want to go tomorrow in, and I will show you some things. Maybe also I find the plate where they think of the American submarine people and soldiers who lost their lives on sea. I will be back when I'm there in the museum. I hope so far that it was an interesting trip and walk through the submarine, and stay tuned. Good morning. As I mentioned, the walk through the submarine, a technical monument or museum is nearby the submarine, where they think of to all they lost their lives at sea. And yeah, mainly this video goes out to my American and Canadian buddies. So I want to show you in the museum two or three things which are in some combination with USA or Canada. So I'm beginning with that here, guys. That's the inscription in memories for the US submarine soldiers which lost their lives in World War II. There are 52 submarines mentioned, US submarines mentioned in this metal plate and inscription, and they say they are still on patrol. I think it's a nice thing to don't forget the guys in the American submarines. And yeah, the second one I will show you is that one in the back. It's a huge propeller, and this is the propeller from the warship, the German warship Prince Eugene. And the Prince Eugene survived World War II, and US Navy took over the ship in 1945, and in 1946 they took the ship for some atomic bomb tests, I think in the Pacific Ocean. And in the 70s they go down to the wreck and took out this propeller. It's an original propeller from the Prince Eugene, and the US Navy gave it here to the memorial to think to this decade, yeah. And here in the back, in the glass or behind glass, it's a model, I think so, from the Prince Eugene. And here one of the propeller is there. By the way, in the morning light you can see the main monument, wonderful here. It's a tower, also with a terrace at the top, where you can have a beautiful overlook around the East Sea and the city Laboe and Kiel here nearby. So let's go inside the museum, and I will show you one or two further things there. The last thing I wanted to show you in this museum is in the back. In the back there's a wall, and there is every German warship engraved which was lost in World War II. And one thing here is special. There are also the numbers of ships which were lost, and 97 destroyers and torpedo boats, and 5 another one, 4 mine boats, 33, but the main lost in numbers are submarines. 840 German submarines were lost in World War II, and for better understanding, from 4 submarine soldiers, 3 of them lost their life. 75% of all German submarine soldiers lost their lives. And that's a mess. That's massive, I want to say. Yeah, and also here's some books where you can look for some names and so on. Yeah, guys, that's for today. From my little motorcycle tour to the East Sea to Laboe, with a walk through the submarine boat and the monument here, and this was the last motorcycle tour for me this year. It's getting cold right now, it's getting wet, and I hope that through the crisis many more things will be possible next year. As I mentioned, I've got a motorbike in Vancouver, I got a second one in Seattle, and I want to use it next year if it's possible. I want to see some things in your beautiful countries, in the USA and also in Canada. Thanks guys, and for interesting here from Frank.